Hey guys, Loot Wizard here with another video on Gems of War, and this is another day in Guild Wars. It's Blue Day, and so we're gonna go and do our battles. Yeah, we're up against a clan called Fast and Furious. So let's get right into it. We got Minaz 76 here, and I will show you a couple of blue teams that I think are interesting. Some really good looping potential is Forest Troll and King Gobtroffle, simply because they both have the blue color for this day, but Forest Troll will double the number of green gems on the board. King Gobtroffle will do damage to all enemies and creates a mix of 16 green and brown gems, and then it gains an extra turn. So this is going to be your main way to get all the mana for your team. So any of troops that have blue, or I should say brown and green, and we're focusing mainly on brown troops here as the other troops, and then the green will go back into King Gobtroffle. So that is why in my banner I do have double green and one brown, because that's the mana that's going to be generated here, is the green and the brown. Now, you could do something like a double brown and green, but I do want the green so I can continue to get King Gobtroffle up, so I can continue to cast him over and over and over. Now for this team, I'm using a weapon called a Bronzelocke Pistol, which is also a mana generator boosted by the gold. Now you may be wondering, where am I, where do I have the ability to create more gold with this team other than the weapon itself? And the answer is that you will get a certain amount of gold. I forget if it's 5 or 10 gold every time you get a 4 or 5 match. So we're going to be getting a lot of 4 or 5 matches, simply because there's going to be a lot of mana from the King Gobtroffle and the Forest Troll, and that will allow us to get more gold, and then we'll be able to cast this, and that will give us some more mana generation there. Now Megavore here at the end is, we will use it to cast sometimes once it gets full, but the main reason why I do have it here in the last spot is because of the 8% chance to kill the last enemy on 4 or 5 matches. Now you're probably already thinking, wow, you know, that's great, because it is great, because we do have King Gobtroffle and the Forest Troll, which are going to be giving us lots of 4 and 5 matches, and that will give us a much higher chance of this 8% proccing and killing the last enemy. So this is a really good blue team here that I do recommend. Now you can use that same concept with a different troops here. You can use the Jar of Eyes weapon instead of the pistol, which this will allow you to, and I changed the banner here to double blue and green simply because the Jar of Eyes is going to be creating an ice storm, which will put more blue gems on the board. So as you're exploding, and this will explode brown gems, King Gobtroffle will create brown gems, so that creates a good synergy between those two. Everything in this team takes blue, so as you explode the board and then as you cast King Gobtroffle, you're going to be getting lots and lots of mana. Aquaticus here is going to be doing about 90 or so damage every time you cast it. It'll be doing this 36 light splash damage to 3 random enemies, then it's going to explode some blue gems, and so that's really good as well. And then on 4 or 5 matches, you do have a submerge function here, and that's a great defense positive status effect for your team. So this is another good blue team here as well. Has a lot of great looping potential, and you have a lot of damage potential between King Gobtroffle and Aquaticus. Now we are also, we do have another blue team here that I do like to use, which is a controlling team. So this one is your Silent Sentinel on the top, which is your tank. It is basically your best defender for the blue day. So this one has a reduction of spell damage by 25%. It has a reduction of skull damage by 50%. It will inflict silence when enemies deal skull damage to it, so which is great. Silence will keep a troop from collecting mana or casting spells. Also, when I do cast this troop, it will explode a column, and that will generate more mana. It will also gain a certain amount of life, and then if an enemy is silenced, it will enchant all other allies. Now, the second troop is the Grey King, and this is also a mana generator, and it also will silence. Right here you can see silence. Now it's going to mana drain as well, and then it's going to silence. So that goes really well with the Silent Sentinel enchanting everything if an enemy is silenced. So you don't even have to wait for an enemy to do skull damage to the Silent Sentinel if you can cast Grey King first. Then you can enchant everything. Now for Jar of Eyes here, this is pretty self-explanatory why I'm using Jar of Eyes in this team, because it's going to create that Ice Storm. You're going to have lots of blue, and it will explode brown gems on the board, which is going to go right to our Grey King. And for the class, I am using the Bard class simply because it gives all yellow allies 1 to all stats at the start of each turn. Now that is going to influence our Silent Sentinel and our Champion of Anu. So that's going to give the Silent Sentinel and Champion of Anu 1 to all stats every single turn. Now the Champion of Anu is going to boost that by giving all blue allies 1 to all stats at the start of each turn. So the Champion of Anu and the Silent Sentinel are going to be getting 2 to all stats every single turn. So it's going to be getting 2 attack, 2 armor, 2 life, and 2 magic every single turn. So that is really great as well. Now, if the Silent Sentinel does die, we do have Jar of Eyes, which will summon an all-seeing eye troop. So there's a lot of survivability here with this team, and it's a very controlling team with all of the freezing and silencing going on with the Grey King. And also, I should point out that the Champion of Anu also has a silence ability. It has a stun and a drain mana as well. And it has a way to deal damage to all enemies if you do damage to the first one at the top. So this is a really strong team, and as you can see, the mana is very diverse. All the mana colors we have covered in this team. You have your yellow, you have your and of course blue is the main theme here, but you do have brown, purple represented by the Great King. You got green represented by Jar of Eyes, and then you have red represented by the Champion of Anu. So we do have all the colors represented in this team, so it's really diverse and great in that sense. For the banner, I am using a double blue-brown simply because we want the most blue going for the Jar of Eyes Ice Storm that's going to be created. And the brown is for the Great King, because really the Great King is where I want most of my mana to go to, and because it's going to be doing most of the damage. Now, as I pointed out, the Champion of Anu here will be giving all blue troops that 1 plus to all stats, which means the Great King's true damage here is going to be increased every single turn. So before you know it, this is going to be 40, 45 true damage. It's going to keep going up, as well as its trait here has all undead allies gain 2 armor and magic when matching 4 or more gems. Now that's going to happen quite a bit with the Jar of Eyes, because you're going to have that Ice Storm, and you're going to have 4 or 5 matches, and it will gain 2 magic every time that happens as well. So this is a really great controlling team, and this is the one that I'm going to go with, even though I really like the other teams that I showed you with the looping potential. So I'm going to go with this one because I really like using this one. And let's get right into it here. Let's see, what troops are we up against today? We have this one, which is going to start at full mana. It's going to convert yellow to purple. We have the Spirit Fox, which is going to be probably the most annoying troop out of these, because it's going to be doing a mana drain 7 mana. And it has such a low mana cost of 9 that it's going to get full pretty quick. Queen Mab is going to freeze us, which is going to be a little annoying. Other than that, I don't have any worries about defeating this team, so let's go right into it. And right away here we can, yeah, let's go ahead and take some blue. And of course it's gonna hit that, my hero. Now, since I have the Bard class on it, taking a green will enchant my Bard class because I do have the Tree of Knowledge talent, which is also really great. So we don't have any 4 or 5 matches. I'm just going to go for a brown. I really need to have my hero up, and he keeps using that Spirit Fox on my hero, which is really annoying. Let's take another blue. And let's see here. So much red on the board. We're going to go brown again because I want my Gray King to get up there. And let's see if I could get... Yeah, my hero's almost up there, but... There we go. That Spirit Fox really was annoying. Now, I'm going to target purple, simply because purple is going to hit Spirit Fox, Queen Mab, and this guy down here. Even though there isn't that many purple on the board, I'm going to do it so I can silence those guys. And now, I'm going to kill that dude with a skull. We can do that with a skull again. And then we'll use the Champion of Anu. We'll hit that. And then, of course, let's look at the mana here. We're dealing with purple would be the thing. And as you can see here, we're doing 51 true damage now. And that's match. So we had a little bit of a slow start because that Spirit Fox kept hitting our hero. But in the end, there's not much that can defeat that Gray King once it gets going, because it just disables everything that it hits. Alright, so the next one here, we're going up against a player called Confused. And it looks like he's trying to do a Goblin team with Queen Aurora. And that could potentially be dangerous with Princess Fizzbang here. But I don't think that it will be too much of a problem because, again, no Bend Brothers here will probably do skull damage to my Silent Sentinel, and it will get silenced. Right away, we got a good start on the board because we have this green, which is going to go right to the hero class. And we'll go ahead here and take blue. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I could do the skull, but I'm really want him to take the skull instead. Now he's silenced. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and explode this real quick here, and then I will enchant everything. And we can explode the board again. Now the Gray King is up, so I want to focus here on probably Fizzbang, so we're going to go ahead and take blue. And then, now we can cast a Sentinel here, and it will enchant everything. And since he's already silenced, we'll just go ahead and take a skull. Take another skull. And that's the great thing about the Silent Sentinel. It just got silenced there because it did that skull damage to me, which is fantastic. So, yeah, let's go ahead and hit this, and then let's use the Gray King here to hit the Queen duo down here at the bottom. So the colors common between them are yellow and green, so we could take green. We can get rid of that Fizzbang with a skull. And now, since they're both silenced, we can go ahead and enchant everything. We got a nice little mana there for the Gray King, and this should be it for them. So we're going to go ahead, select their common color, and boom, they're dead. So this team's a little bit slower. It doesn't quite have the looping potential of those other teams that I showed at the beginning of this video. But I really like this team because of all the silence and mana drain that it has going on. Mariolor. Let's go ahead and attack this one. Alright, well, this doesn't look like it's going to be too much trouble other than Plague here is going to eliminate points from all my troops. But if we can silence and mana drain, shouldn't be a problem. And let's see, let's go ahead and take ourselves a green so we can get our hero enchanted. We'll explode the board, and we do have that is now silenced. We'll give that a skull poke again. Okay, so they all use blue, so we can go ahead and use the Gray King. Do that, silence everything, except this guy is immune to silence apparently. Yeah, so we could explode this again, and then we'll enchant. We'll use the Gray King again. And that killed, and Gray King is full again, so yeah, this is gonna be game right here. Boom. Love it. Alright, next we have Hans Hedgehog. Alright, let's see what he's rolling here. Okay, so he's got Stone Hammer, basically a dwarf team. And this could be somewhat dangerous because Lord Ironbeard does triple damage to red. But I only have one troop that has red. Lady Ironbeard is going to be doing triple damage if her armor is stronger than any of my troops, which could be dangerous. Yeah, other than the mana creation and the stun by this, yeah, we should be fine. So we're going to be doing a lot of true damage. Yeah, we can let him go ahead and take that, that skull there. It gets silenced. We'll explode the board. And we got a lot of blue there. That was good. So, let's see here. They're all kind of using blue except for Ironforge. So, I'm going to go ahead and take blue. Silence most of those guys. We'll go ahead and do that. Nice. Now, alright, so what we can do here is, well, let's take that blue there. This guy here is going to stun the last two of my troops, and I don't really want that, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Champion of Anu to hit it, drain it, and silence it. Then we'll use the Gray King here to get rid of these two, which they do use blue, so let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and explode the board. We got the Gray King up there, and that's going to be pretty much it for this guy. Let's take red, and he's dead. Alright, we're finally up to Paragon, and we have Himmerek. See what he's rolling here. Ooh, well, this guy's got a little better team than the other ones that I've been fighting. Yeah, Megavore is going to be dangerous. We're going to want to disable him pretty quick. And Secrets of the Crypt is going to be dangerous because it's going to summon undead troops and steal life. So, yeah. But they're all using red. And so we should be able to disable them all at the same time with our Grey King. Let's go for it. So right away we do have, we're pretty fortunate here, we do have a bunch of matches there. I was going to do the green one after that, but it all worked out anyway. So yeah, let's explode the board with our hero, get some blue going. Unfortunately, that gave him some 4 or 5 matches there. Yeah, unfortunately. So, let's take some blue. Yeah, he's gonna explode. I wish I had my Grey King up, though. Huh. Well, I think it's important here that we use this to hit the hero there. Yeah, unfortunately, that Megavore is dangerous. I need to get my Grey King up is what I need. Finally, that got silenced. No. Alright, let's, we got the Grey King up finally. Everything uses red. Let's hit them all. And they got frozen. At least that hero got frozen. That's fantastic. And the Grey King we have back up. Let's go ahead here, take red, and we win. The Grey King is fantastic, I tell you. I love that troop. And the right team, it's really great. So yeah, there is Blue Day, guys. That is 5 matches. We got 5 wins. And yeah, so those are some ideas on some blue teams, and hope that helps you guys out. I hope you had fun watching me play some Guild Wars, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.